Aisha, you can start. Aisha?
Yes, sir. A very good morning and a warm view. I am Isha, final year BCom the Oxford College of Business Management. Welcome you all to today's session on systematic and simplified approach on teaching and learning GST. It gives me an immense pleasure for our today's speaker, that is Professor Chandrasekhar. He is an MCom graduate in the field of accounting and taxation, and from the Department of Commerce, the Oxford College of Business Management, and he has also cleared his UGC and NET in the year 2017 and KSCT in the year 2018. So he is currently working as an assistant professor at Rural First Grade College, Chandapura, and he has handled many challenging subjects like advanced cost accounting, goods and service tax for UG students. Also, he has presented many subjects and papers in state and national level. His areas of expertise are financial accounting, management accounting, cost accounting, international financial reporting standards, and Indian accounting standards, financial management, income tax, and so like. I welcome you, sir. And last but not the least, I welcome all the students of different colleges who are participating in today's session. Welcome you all. Thank you.
Thank you. Sampat sir?
Sir, you can start.
Okay. Very happy morning to everyone. I would like to express my deep sense of gratitude to the Oxford College of Business Management for providing me this great opportunity. Let me wait for a minute to share my screen. Am I audible? Can you able to see the PPT? Okay, thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
See, our topic for today's discussion is systematic and simplified approach for teaching and learning GST. First, we will just learn how the GST mechanism has been there in our country. Sir, I'm getting some sort of disturbance. Okay, fine. Thank you. See, our topic for discussion is systematic and simplified approach for teaching and learning GST. First, we just need to learn what is GST, how the tax has been paid and even collected by the government in the context of GST. Later on, we can teach this for others. See, when it comes to I just need to start the session by remembering our honorable former president of our country, Missile Man of India, Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam sir. He says black color is sentimentally bad, but every blackboard makes a student life bright. See, you may be thinking that since from 3 to 4 months we do not have any colleges, and two in a creative manner, you may think that, sir, in our college we have whiteboards, we have green boards like that. Whatever may be the color of the board, it will make your life a very successful one. Okay, you are in a position to gain the knowledge and the skills which has been taught by the lecturers. Definitely your life will be bright. On the other hand, see here, when you are exposing yourself for learning new things, creative skills in your will gonna develop. If creative skills are developing yourself in the sense, definitely you will give space for thinking about new things. If you are thinking about the new things, you much more knowledge. That knowledge you to feel the greatest ever. With the blessing of Abdul Kalam sir, I would like to start the session. Firstly, we just need to understand how old tax system was existing in India before the introduction of GST. When it comes to the old tax system at the central level, in the old taxation system, they used to levy excise duty on all the goods which are manufactured. That is, for example, let me consider if I am a person, if I am manufacturing a person, if I am manufacturing the goods in the sense, if I am manufacturing the goods in the sense, if I am moving my goods out of my business in the sense, I just need to pay excise duty. And the second one you can see at the central level, second one, central sales tax, which is levied on supply, that is selling of goods from one state to another state. And service that will be levied on all kind of services. Custom duty, it is levied on all imports and exports. We all know that most of the exports are exempted from taxes. Only some exports are eligible in our country. Those taxes will be coming under custom duty. And all other things along with that, surcharges and cess used to be levied by central government. On the other hand, you can see at the state level, excise has to levied by state government on consumption of liquor, fixing value added tax on selling of goods within a particular state. And next, entertainment tax, which used to be levied on providing entertainment to the people. And at the local level, that is at the stage of municipal level, local taxes and OCTRA used to be levied by the state governments. See, you can see here 10 kind of taxes which are having different rules, different regulations, different acts, different complexions. All those have been removed as of now. We have only one tax, that is GST. See, I am not telling that now these and all taxes are not there. These are still now it is existing for those goods which are not prevailing under GST mechanism. Okay. Next, it comes to the context of this GST. We all know that in the year 2017, on 1st July, has came into force in our country. Maybe the concept of GST is new. Already 3 years has been got over, but is not new to the world. In the year 1954 itself, France country which has adopted this GST. What exactly mean by this GST in the sense? GST is a destination-based tax system which is levied on supply of goods and services on the value addition which has been made at different. See, I'm specifying 3 things here. It is a destination-based tax. By destination, the goods or even the services where it is reaching, then concept of levying the tax will arise. For example, let me consider one example. Tamil Nadu is producing rice. If it is producing rice, if it is want to sell that rice to Karnataka in the sense, destination where that goods will reach is Karnataka. Here, in the context of this, GST, the tax will be levied where the goods will be reached. Based on that only, we will gonna levy the taxes. Okay. Here in that context, it is a destination based. Where goods has been reached, then we will be taxes. Okay. Next, when it comes to supply, I will just discuss in a brief manner, in a simplified manner, the concept of supplier. Because entire GST tax mechanism has been based on play only. On the other hand, value added tax. What do you mean by value added? See, for example, here one manufacturer is there, whatever the goods he will manufacture, he will just supply that to the wholesaler. Again, the wholesaler will supply that to the retailer will supply that to the consumer. Okay, here, whatever the stages of this supply is there, no, either manufacturer, wholesaler, retailer, whatever the value which has been added by all people, based on that, we will levy the taxes. Okay, that we just need to see here. GST is a destination based tax, that is where to which state goods has been supplied, to which state goods has been supplied, for that state GST, in that state GST will be levied. On the other hand, GST levied on supply of goods or the services or the both. On the other hand, GST is a value added tax based on different stages. Okay. Next, when we are just looking into what are the major futures of in the sense, as we all know, GST is one kind of tax which is levied and monitored for all the states in our country. One nation, one tax. It is one of the simple and understandable taxation mechanism in our country. See, before the introduction of GST, there were 14 indirect taxes. Every manufacturer, even the retailer, wholesalers, and even the consumer, they will be fed up with different kinds of rules, regulations, policies, procedures. But as of now, GST is one kind of tax which is levied for all the people who are living in our country. Okay. Next one, as I have said, it is a destination-based tax. That is where the goods are reaching. That considering, that is the point of time where this GST will be levied on goods or the services. On the other hand, next, already I have said, is a value added tax, that is based on different levels or the stages of this supply. Whatever may be the value which has been added to the supply, based on that we will levy the GST. Next one, uniform tax laws, rules and the regulations. Already have said, as one tax, there will not be much more complications. There will not be much more procedures in terms of levying of these taxes and even making a payment of taxes to the governments. Okay. Without wasting much time, we just want to brief out what is the historical background of GST in India. Actually, as already I have said, GST may be new to us. 3 years has been got over, but it may be new to us. I said in the 1954 itself, France is the which introduced GST in the entire world. Later on, many other countries they have introduced GST. As of now, around 160 countries in the world they are following GST. Country, when it comes to the historical background, in the year 2000, Vajpayee government, Honorable Prime Minister has introducing GST in our country, but it was not successful. Again, in the year 2003, one committee has been framed, that is Kelkar Committee, to board reviews and implementation of this GST. Was not successful. Again, in the year 2005 and 6, former Finance Minister P. Chidambaram said that he will gonna introduce the GST in the year 2010 in his budget. He has said, but that was not successful. Okay. Again, in the year 2011, 150 15th Constitutional Amendment Bill was passed to introduce this GST. As all know that if any constitutional bill, if it has to be converted into act, it should get assent of two houses of our parliament, that is Rajya Sabha and Lok Sabha. After getting the assent, that is signature from the president, then only it will become as an act. So GST 22nd Constitutional Amendment Bill, when it comes to Act 101 Constitutional Act. Okay. Again in the year 2014, when Modi ji government has been coming to power, then again on 17th December, they have passed upon one and they have kept for the discussion. Later it has been accepted in the 2016 both the houses of the parliament, and they have got assent from the, that is signature from the president, and the GST bill has been passed in our country. Again in the year 2017, 1st July, GST has came into force from in our country. Okay, so every year on 1st July, we will celebrate it as GST Day. And when it comes to what are the goods which are exempt under GST? See, in the yesterday itself, many discussions used to made relating to GST. Okay, in the context of this, see here you can see alcohol for human consumption has been completely kept outside the regime of this GST. That is, in the context of this, now we are not charging any on alcohol. No, we are charging excise duty in both the levels. Okay, that is in the state level, we are levying the excise duty on alcohol, which is for human consumption. Next thing, here we have petroleum and petroleum products, either maybe crude oil or even ice, diesel or something, or whatever may be the petroleum and petroleum related products. See, the GST Council, they are thinking of getting this petroleum and petroleum products to the GST regime, but it was still in discussion where they just need to get this petroleum and petroleum products to GST or not. Okay, after if they are giving the permission, if they are accepting, in the sense this petroleum and petroleum products will be under the regime of GST. Okay, next one, real estate business, that is purchasing and selling of land, that is not under the regime of this GST. It is completely exempt from GST. Next, services like educational services, medical services, transportation services. See here, and banking services, they are all kept outside the exemptions of this GST in our country. See, very important thing, you can see under CGST Act Section 11 and IGST Act Section 6, you can browse the information relating to this. Will come to know what and all the which will not comes under this GST. Okay, there is a big list. You can see n number of goods and even services list has been provided. You can go through if you are familiar with that, having the idea regarding what are all exemptions under GST in our country. How the GST mechanism will gonna work? As already I have said, it is based on supply. I will spend much time on discussing this factor, that is supply, because it is very important in the context of the GST tax mechanism. Here, if you are supplying the goods, that itself will place a very important role. I will just discuss what you mean by supply, what are the forms of supply, what are the types of supply based on different basis in the further slides. Here, you are supplying the goods or services, we just need to understand whether we are making intra-state supply or interstate supply. Here, what do you mean by intra-state supply? In the sense, In the word itself will says the movement of goods or supply of goods or providing of services within a particular state. Okay, if that supply has been made in a particular state, then intra-state supply we used to call. If it is between the states, that is from Karnataka, if you are supplying in the sense interstate supply will come into picture, their IGST is levied. When it comes to the intrastate supply, CGST or is GS is in the bill. CGST and SGST or UTGST is there in the sense that is intra-state supply. That means the goods or services as supplied within a particular state. If IGST is applicable, then it is an interstate supply. Okay. Afterward, we just need to know how cascading effect was there old indirect tax system. With the example, just need to give a knowledge to you how cascading effect was there. Before explaining this, what do you mean by cascading effect? We just need to know. What do you mean by cascading effect here? Cascading effect here refers to what in the sense? The tax on tax. Here, with the example, we will understand how tax has been levied on the tax which has been already paid. See, here you can see as I am a manufacturer in the sense I may be taking the help of wholesalers, traders, or even the retailers to sell my product to the final consumer or the ultimate consumer. If we are considering one manufacturer is there in the sense, if he is making 1,000 rupees of additions in the sense, total whatever the amount he has spent is 1,000 rupees. Based on that, here I have assumed, I have considered 10% is the rate of tax. On 1,000, 10% in the sense you will get 100 rupees. So total price will be 1,100. Okay. If these goods has been purchased by the wholesaler in the sense for 1,100 he will be purchasing. If he is making any kind of additions in the sense, that is whatever may be the additions, it may be cost or some kind of expenses or even the profit which has been included, those and all we will be considering it as additions. 1,000 for one he has purchased the goods from the manufacturer, 400 he has, total will be 1,500. Okay, so 100 we used to calculate the tax under old tax system. That's why exist in the old tax system. That is tax and tax. See, yes, 100 rupees has already included in this one. Correct? No. So in that context, on 1,100 plus 400, whatever that on 1,500 we are levying the taxes. Okay, so total price 1,650. If this has been supplied to the trader, for price will be 1,650. If you are making any addition, 350, that is I have considered 350 rupees as example here. So total will be 2,000. On 2,000 we are again calculating the tax. Here you can see whatever the value, the tax 150 rupees which has been included. Again that has been included here. Based on that value, we are calculating the tax. So it is example for calculating that is a levying of tax in the context of cascading effect. So price 2,200.
No video there.
Hello. Audible, no? Okay. See how GST will reduces cascading effect of taxes under GST. Here you can see, as already said, rather than applying this to the practical thing. Practicality is very important, but to make you to understand this, I have took this example. Here on 1000, if it is 10% in the sense 100 rupees, so total price will be 100. Again now, if this goods has been supplied to the wholesaler, price will be 1100. Additions, if you are selling it as 400, 1500 will be the total. At tax, here while calculating the tax under GST, consider entire total value of 1500, will be considering only the 400 rupees, that is on the additions only we will levy the taxes. So total will be 1540. Again now 40, if any additions has been made, again you can see here, again on the only tax will be levied. So one of the future we just need in the context of GST is that it is a value the different levels of this supplier, either maybe producer level, wholesaler level, or trader level, or the retailer level. Okay, and while we just need to compare the prices and given taxes which has been paid when compared with the old tax and the new tax system. Here, observe the previous slide. Total tax which has been paid is 700 and the price of this goods is 2750. When it comes to the context of GST, see here the tax which has been ultimately paid by the consumer. We just need to know, we will be having the idea that the tax burden completely on the consumer, correct? No. So total tax is 200 and the price of the goods is 2211. Even in the context of GST, we just need to understand along with that cascading effect will be reduced in the GST, along with even the prices of goods will also reduces. Okay. This is how the cascading effect will be reduced in the context of GST. Next, as already I have said, I will spend much time on this supplier because it has a very important role. Entire GST mechanism is based on this supplier only. See here, what do you mean by supplier? Supplier here refers to what? Making available the goods to one particular purchaser or services to the recipient. Terming it as supplier. We are having supplier and one recipient will be there. Supplier will supply the goods or even he may provide the services. That will be terming it as supplier. Okay. Am I audible? Okay. Thank you. See here in this context, we have these and all forms of supplier. So based only the supply will be what and all these forms in the sense? See here, lease, contract for a particular period of time. In the context of lease also, in the context of rent also, we will be making the payment in a periodical basis. The next thing, transfer. Transfer here refers to what? Without ownership of the goods, just provide or making the goods available for them to use. Okay. Request the participant to mute. When it comes to exchange, see, need to purchase one new car. For exchanging my old that is also supply. Next thing here we just that is water. We are all having the familiarity that water means exchange of commodity. Okay. Next thing license. What do you mean by this? It is just like a permission which has been given to the party to use of rights. Rent already I have explained. Next one is sales. Sales here refers to what? Here in the context of sales, ownership to the other person. Okay. When it comes to disposal here, for example, hello. Can you listen? It is from my side. Okay. Hello.
Listen.
No, also is getting echo. It is from my side or the
Search from your side.
Yes. I think some of the participants they have unmuted. I request the participants to unmute. Sorry, mute yourself. Hello. Am I audible? Okay. Thank you, sir. See, in the context of disposal, for example, I have dictionary which is old. I cannot use that. If I cannot use that, what I will do? I will just dispose that. I will sell that to some other person. Even that will also we will considering it as supply in the context of this GST. First and the foremost thing in GST, we just need to understand whether it belongs to any one form of supplier. Okay, as already have said, the supplier will play a very important role in the context of levying taxes under GST. Next thing, in determining supplier, we just need to understand this parameter which has been provided under section 1A. See, this supply should be of these three major conditions. These three major conditions has to be fulfilled if we just need to consider it as a supply. Here, supply must be goods or services or both in any form. What do you mean by goods in the context of GST? We just need to know. Here, goods means any kind of movable property other than money and the very simple definition they have given. Any kind of movable property other than this good, other than money and securities. When it comes to the services, what do you mean by services? Services are all those kind of things other than goods, money and securities. So you just need to know whether they are goods or services or both. In any form, supply can be made. Next, this supply must be made for a consideration. What do you mean by consideration? If you are supplying the goods, if we are making available these goods, or if we are providing the services, whatever the amount of money or any kind of thing which is equal to the money if we are receiving in the sense that we will be terming it as consideration. Supply should form part of this consideration. This consideration may be paid in both monetary as well as in non-monetary terms also. Next thing, supply must be made in the course or in the furtherness of business. What do you mean by this course of business in the sense? As if I am the manufacturer, if I am doing my day-to-day context of business, that we will be considering it as business. Or furtherness of business. By that, if I am getting the supply of these goods for doing my other thing of business. Okay, that will be terming it as furtherness of business. See, for example, many kind of goods and even many kind of capital assets we will purchase based for the sake of doing business activities. Those and all we will be considering it as purchase. So we all have to keep this thing in our mind that supply should be of goods or services or both in any form. It should have consideration, monetary or non-monetary consideration, and this supply should be made in the course of business or the course of furtherness of business. If these three conditions has been satisfied, then we will be terming it as supply. Later, to identify which type of supply we are making. Here, we have different parameters are the basis on which this supply has been segregated or divided. On the basis of taxability, we have taxable supply, exempted supply, zero rated supply. What do you mean by taxable supply? Here, taxable supply in the sense on those kind of supply of goods or the services which you just need to pay taxes as according to the rules and regulations of this GST Act. Okay, and we have threshold limit. What exactly mean by this in the sense? See, very important thing. If it in normal states, if your supplier is more in terms of goods, if it is more than 40 lakhs, then we'll be considering it as taxable supplier. In the case 20 lakhs, but in case of states which will be considering it as underdeveloped state which are having priority, in that context 20 lakhs is the minimum limit, threshold limit for the goods. 10 lakhs it is as old in the context as old mechanism we are following now. 10 lakh for the services. Okay, if your supplier is more than this threshold limit, and if you are supplying the goods which will comes under the purview of this GST, then that will be calling it as taxable supplier. Next one we have exempted supplier. These are kind of supplier which are not coming into the picture of this GST regime, like petroleum and petroleum products and even alcohol for human consumption. These are all exempted. Okay, zero rated supplier. Zero rated supplier refers to in the sense, see, even exports and imports also comes under the purview of this GST. Exports are zero rated. On the other hand, even certain agricultural products, along with that, any kind of goods or the services which you are supplying, okay, to the SEZ, which are such the SEZ, that is special economic zones, will be terming it as zero rated supplies. Okay, and with that, we just need to understand in the 5 rates is 0%, 4%, 12%, 8%, and 28%. Okay, zero rated supplies are coming supply of goods to the special economic zones and this export under this zero rated supply. Next, on the place of supply is already have state and intrastate. Interstate in the sense between the states. Even importing the goods from other country, that we will considering it as interstate supply. Intrastate supply particular state or union territory. Okay. On the basis of composition, this place and very many of us need to understand this. Okay. What do you mean by unbundled? Bundled in the sense supply of a single good or single services. Okay, mixing here. When it comes to the bundled, see here supply of 2 or more services will be there. In that we have 2 types, that is composite supply and mixed supply. See, when it comes to, we just need to differentiate, we just need to understand these 2 concepts with the stuff composite supply and mixed supply. When it comes to composite supply, 2 or more supplies will be there in both mixed as well as composite. But in composite supply, there is an existence of natural relationship between the products or even the services. Okay, they are naturally bundled, but in mixed supply, not naturally bundled. They are not naturally bundled. Okay, there is no existence of natural relationship. Okay, so in this context, in the composite supply, there will be one principal supply. What do you mean by this principal supply? In the sense, we'll consider that supply as major supply, okay, which is having a specific characteristic. Okay, on the other hand, we mixed supply, we cannot see those kind of things. When it comes to rates, in a composite supply, if we are supplying or more goods which are naturally bundled, and if it is having one principal supply, tax rate is based on the principal supply. Okay. When it comes to the mixed supply, supplying two or more goods or even the services which are not naturally bundled, and even in the absence of principal supply, the tax rate observed is the highest rate of tax. See, we'll consider one example here. Okay, laptop with the bag or even a mobile phone with the charger. These are examples for composite supply. They are bundled, and we have one principal supply, mobile and laptop. Okay, in that context, based on the rates which are there for the principal supply, when it comes to the mix, here for example, if you are going for a restaurant, they will be providing you the food and even fresh juices and even certain kind of water bottles, chocolates, and even many other things. Okay, if they are providing all these kind of things, that will be terming it as mixed supply. Okay, so in that context, the supply which is having highest rate of tax for the based on what we will do in the sense we will levy the taxes. Okay, this is the difference between composite and mixed. When it comes to the overview, I need to revise this very important thing. Composite supply will be naturally bundled and will be having one principal supply. When it comes to the GST rate, the principal rate will be considered as a GST rate. When it comes to mixed supply, they are not naturally bundled, and even the which is the levied on all these kind of goods or even the services, which is having highest tax rate, that will be considered as a GST rates. Okay. Next, very important concept we have here is input tax credit. Okay. See, before going to this, if I am a manufacturer, I will sell or I will supply the goods. On the other hand, even I will purchase whatever the supply I will make, that will be calling it as outward supply. If I am purchasing whatever the things I am purchasing, that will be terming it as input supply, which is coming into me. In that context, whatever the taxes which I am paying on this supply, that I can claim credit in the context of this GST. Another one benefit of GST, claiming of this input tax credit. First, we just need to know what you mean by input. Input means any kind of goods other than capital goods. Okay, capital goods, you know, like plant, machinery, and all other are in long run nature. Okay, those all will be coming under, or we will be segregating under list of capital goods. Next, input services we used to all we are combining it as inputs. The taxes which has been we can claim as deduction while paying the out will be as input tax credit. Here you can see with this example, if a manufacturer is there, if he is purchasing the difference of raw material from 3 suppliers on A, from Mr. A 1000 rupees, Mr. B 800, Mr. C 1100. Okay, and on the other hand, if he is selling that initial product to the some other person, already if he has paid 4500, whatever the tax which is paid on these imports, that is the input supplies or the inputs, claim as deduction. You can see here Total outward tax is 1,500. The tax which he has paid already is this 3,000 rupees. So 400 minus of this 3,000, that is input tax he has already paid, will be the tax payable by the manufacturer to the government. Okay, so this 3,000 will be calling it as input tax credit, which is available to the manufacturer. Okay, next context, we are moving to the registration under GST. We have different things like the person who is liable to register, who is not, all complex things. Within this short period of time, I couldn't able to cover all those content. But when it comes to the registration process, simple registration process is that we just need to open into this GST portal, that is www.gst.gov.in. If you are just in here, just a minute, we just show that also. See, your video window will be open up like this. Here you can all kind of new updates and all other things. Here you can see taxpayers register now. If you are a GST practitioner, you can register. Taxpayer, you can register here. The window will be open up like this. Okay, here what you just need to sense, who are you, whether you are a taxpayer or not, which is your state, which is your district, the business, permanent account number, email address and mobile number. With the help of these things, OTP will be sent to you to know whether your business is existing or not, or confirmation. With the help of OTP, if verification has been done in the sense, in the part B, okay, that is in the part B, what you just need to do in the sense, you just need to upload certain files. What kind of files in the sense, either maybe PAN card or even business registration details and some other things if you are filling in your business registered under GST. It is one simple process. I just need to convey to you if you are becoming an entrepreneur in the GST, you will get one number, that is goods and service tax identification number. Okay, this is how it will be. Goods and services tax identification number. See, in that context, here digits number will be there. First two digits will indicate, first two, that is our state code is 29. Okay, you can see in shops, even in bakeries also you can find these things. Okay, remaining these 10 numbers will be your PAN number. Next thing, this is entity number of the same PAN holder in a state. We just need to understand this. See here, for example, I am a person, I have multiple businesses, that is I am dealing with FMCG, I am dealing with services. If I am using similar PAN in the sense, see, based on that, entity number will be given 1, 2, 3, 4. If I have 5, based on that, whatever may be the registration, based on that, this number will be allotted. A Z is a default number. Last one is important. Check. See, this is very important. This one will be given as a code to find out how many errors are making while filing the returns under GST. Okay. Next thing we need to know about this GST council. We are all having idea regarding what do you mean by a council? A group of members, okay, group of members who come together to make up certain rules, regulations, and to have or to make up certain decisions. Okay, here make rules, regulations, and to fix up the rates relating to this GST. We have made, that is GST Council, which has been came into force in the year 2016. Okay, this council will be having 33 members. One person will be the chairperson, Union Finance Minister, present Nirmala Sitharaman. Okay, other member from that is Minister of State. This person is one who is having in charge of finance state. At present, Anurag Thakur, vice chairperson. See, he will be elected based on one of the state finance minister. At present, Punjab finance minister, I have forgot the name. That person is a vice chairperson. Okay. All other will be the members. See here, we just need to know in our country we have 28 states, 9 union territories. Okay, all the 28 states finance ministers will be the members of this GST council. 3 members are from the union territories which are having the state legislatives, that is Jammu and Kashmir, Pondicherry and Delhi. These 3 are union territories which are having state legislative. Those ministers member of GST council. Okay, other 2 are from the center, that is union and union finance minister who is in charge of the state. Okay, when it comes to while making of the decisions, here you can see voting strength will be considered based on 1/3 weightage will be given for the central members, 2/3 weightage will be given to the state members. Okay, based on that, decisions will be made. If 75% votes, if they are getting in the sense, then rules and regulations will be made. Recently, in June, with the help of video conferencing, they have had one GST council meeting. In that, they have decided they just provide some sort of relief to the small taxpayers because they have affected by this COVID pandemic situation. Last GST council meeting is the 40th one. Okay. Next, last topic is goods services tax network. See, what do you mean by this in the sense? It is a non-profit organization which has been established in the year 13 itself. Okay, and initially was under the control of private. As of now, it is a completely central and the state governments. Till now also 6 states there is the shares of this GST. Okay, it is a non-profit organization. Okay, it is developed just to look into the infrastructural the infrastructural facilities or the needs. Gonna help you in creating an online mechanism for all those kind of transactions. Okay, this short period of time I have tried to cover all the contents which are relating to this goods and services tax, all the things I mean to say, it is not possible to convey because GST is not a simple subject to teach in 1 hour. Whatever maybe the contents I can share to you, that I have shared to you. If you are having any questions to ask, I will those questions. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Students, do you have any questions regarding this session? Sir, you have.
Ah,
Can you explain cascade again? What tax is from Saira?
See, here, cascading effect means I request the participants yourself so that I can answer. Cascading effect in this tax which has been paid on the purchases again on that again we will live with the tax. Context of the tax value and okay. See what tax is applied on alcohol in the level level in the state level excise duty on liquor is levied and that only more amount of revenue has been generated by the state governments. Okay. Next we have another one more question. Could you please repeat checksum digit? Here, this is one kind of code which is given to know how much. Okay. See here, they are asking about okay. Check digit here in the sense a code will be given to the taxpayer or the registered business person to rectify errors. Okay, that has been made in the context of the making available or uploading this invoices with the help of GSTR forms. GSTR 1 for how do I compare 2 for invoice.
ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಅಟೆಂಡೆನ್ಸ್ ಸಾಯಂಕಾಲ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಕ್ಕ
Okay.
ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆಯಾ ಗೇಟಲ್ಲಿದೆಯಾ
Okay. Getting too much of disturbance. I don't know who is unmuting their mic. Please mute yourself. Now it is audible. Okay. See, check some digit here refers to what in the sense. See, if I am a business person, if I am supplying the taxable goods and services to some, in that context, if I am making any kind of errors in the sense, that will with the help of this checksum digit. For that sake, only one code will be assigned. That is what the checksum digit. Someone is asking, can you explain about GST and net. It is just non-profit organization which has been established in the year 2013 to develop this IT infrastructural and information based services which is relating to this GST. That is for online uploading of taxes and online payment of taxes to the government, all the help of this GSTN network. Okay. And next question we are asking here is, can you explain about the services? In what context, I do not know. Most of the services, they are, let me consider question. Ola and Uber, whether they are coming to this or definitely they are under the regime of GST, but the person who is those kind of services, they are not registered, but Ola and Uber has been registered. Okay, see here we have two charges. Here we have two kind of charges. One is forward charge mechanism, another one is reverse charge mechanism. Forward charge mechanism in the sense the person supplying the goods, that person will be paying the taxes. Okay, reverse charge mechanism, the person who is getting the based on the person who is getting the supply of goods or the services, that person on behalf of the supplier will be paying taxes to the government. This Ola and Uber respond are best example for reverse charge mechanism, and even in that context they can TC also. Okay, for them they have two options. One is they are coming, or if they are off %, no ITC will be available. If they are off for, if they are going for 12%, ITC will be available for the inputs. Okay. So next GST. I have said 0%, 5%, 12%, 28%. Okay, these are all the rates we have see in general sense. 0 for this category: agricultural products, exports, and even of services by the special economic zones. They will be lines. And the next 25% agricultural product, 12% most of FMCG products, and 18% most of the curious goods will be coming under 28% taxes. Okay. Who should register for GST? Again, it is an important thing to know that, see, if I am supplying the goods, I have said, based on the threshold limit, and if on the other hand, we just need to into the which has been specified in the GST Act of 2007. Then only I just need to get registered. Okay, and even my threshold limit, even though it is less, I can voluntary registration. That also we can look into, but it is not a simple topic to discuss as of. You will be getting the idea if you are browsing the information. Okay. See, most of the product return all taxes in MRP, but still they take GST. Why? I think understand the concept of this value addition. See, MRP is maximum retail price in the sense which a consumer can pay. Okay. See, in that context, the product is passing from producer to the wholesaler or retailer, anybody, whatever the additions they are making, on that basis only they are paying the taxes. Again, on MRP they will not go. Okay, whatever the cost they are getting, that they will levy the taxes. Okay, that we just need to understand. Here tax
Wait for a minute. Am I audible? Due to some technical issues, he will rejoin. So you'll be. So you need to fill that. Once you fill your feedback link, you will be getting it. Okay. So speaker will reach. So you'll be having any. If you are having any questions, you can ask him. So wait. Give me 2 minutes.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
See, I was just explaining CGST and IGST. That's what I said. Dual model of GST we just need to know. Dual model here refers to what? If we are selling the goods either for within a particular state, if you are based on that, this GST, that is IGST or CGST, is applied within a particular state in the sense CGST is applicable. If applied to other states in the sense IGST is applicable. Okay. Any other questions are there in the sense? I am ready to clarify. Sorry for the technical issues that has been caused from my side. I would apologize all the organizers and even all the mistake, which is uncontrollable. Okay.
Any participants who are having any.
Just a minute, sir. I would like to express sincere gratitude to Oxford College of Business Management for providing great opportunity. Thanks to Sampath sir, Kumar sir, and all the faculty members of Oxford College of Business Management for the great opportunity. I wish all the participants to have a bright future. Please do understand the concepts. Try to getting the marks. Marks will not gonna help you for anything. See, in this call to survive in the sense, you just need to acquire the knowledge and you just need to improve. That's where you will be competitive in this modernized world. Have a nice. Thank you.
Hold on. So we have Anuja to give vote of thanks. Anuja?
Yes, sir. Good noon to everyone. I, Anuja, on behalf of management, now to propose the vote of thanks to all who have helped us in such a resounding Firstly, I would like to thank our distinguished speaker for making excellent on systematic and simplified approach for teaching and learning GS workshop. I would like to thank our director, Professor Jacob Alexander, our head of department, for his continuous guidance and presence. I would like to thank our organizers for preparation for this workshop. You have made the best arrangement for this workshop. Thank you. I heartily thank the participants for their active participation. Thank you guys for making this your contribution. I once again thank Cordial Cooperation. Thank you.
I request which has been shared in. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you. Once again, I request all the participants